What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Sutra. I am Uncle Makara back at it again with another video today. We're at the 5-5 portal, man. My man, it's going to be an incredible one, incredible exploration right now because I'm understanding a lot of the deep insights of my own, say, spiritual reflections. And hold on, let me just change this. Yes, that's so cool. This should be good. Right. I also want to pull up a picture. So let's see here. Wait, wait. So let's tap it. So share screen. All right. So hopefully, if you guys can see this. Cool. So these are the brain functions by mode. Let's actually look at this. This is what is really going to help us tap into the flow state and understand what's really happening. Okay. With all of these different parts. Now, it's not only the brain is all together. Of course, it is all one, right? There's a duality of the hemispheres and others. But then we're also going beyond the hemispheres or merging, finding that synergy between the hemispheres and duality that we finally find is energy, is power, right? That is within us. And so that's also something to really understand, right? So let's look at this is the part that gets shut off when you're tapping into yourself, okay? So your problem solving, your ambitions, personality, your emotional traits, your language production, order planning, all that goes up, okay? Then your parietal lobe, which is your senses, touch, sense, taste, smell, spatial perception, visual perception, academic skills, math, calculations, reading, writing, class, right? Then the occipital lobe is the visual perception, visual interpretation. Cerebellum, so for balancing and coordination. The brain stem, which is like alertness, temperature, swallowing, digestion, breathing, consciousness. Okay, it's interesting how it says consciousness. You really thought of consciousness. The brain stem. Huh? That's interesting to understand. Then we have the temporal lobe, feeling, learning, hearing, memory, musical awareness. Okay, information retrieval, organization, sequence, and understanding. Okay, so as you look at this, all of these parts are fighting against each other, guys, in the brain. There's a war happening between these splits of the brain, right? The frontal lobe is, arguing with the parietal lobe, the occipital lobe is arguing sometimes with the cerebellum, and there's just like a weird synchrony happening at times. But what if, understand, we're living whole brain experience, right? Brain is working all together. If we can provide a way to unlearn the nonsense, right? We can find a way to unlearn the nonsense. We can actually get our powers back. Okay. So this is the theory, and now let's put it into practice. Okay? Cool. So I have a book called The Plasticity Method. It's this idea of looking at the concept of neuroplasticity. Okay. And I started off exploring the concept of fake it till you make it. Okay. Um, Another way of saying that is like, you know, we are the placebo. Okay, as Dr. Joe Spencer would say. So it's kind of a similar concept. Fact that if we could act it till we fact it, essentially, it's from the book. Because there's no real fakeness about it, right? When you're faking something, you're feeling that this is not true, this is not me. Well, I flipped the script on everything, including myself. I said, what if that version of me then, which was not confident, not social, not engaging with anything, not calm or peaceful, what if that version of me was the fake? And me at my greatest self, me shining in my light, was the real, authentic, true me without conditioning, without fluff, without spiritual jargon, without nonsense getting in the way, but purely that energy of survival and spirit meeting together and harnessing a powerful chi light to the top of our higher consciousness. So a lot of people focus neuroplasticity to mean that it's adding on new brain connections. We're connecting synapses together with wires together, water for this science. But have you really considered that neuroplasticity also means removing brain connections that you don't need? Okay, unlearn stuff. So on the fifth of phase 5-5 portal right now, you're probably thinking like, wait a second, there's things in my brain that I don't really impact you. You know, there are things that aren't really going to help me, aren't really going to support me. Or maybe they've just been there, childhood, and now I'm seeing it show up through my core identity. Okay, we're going to revisit this term, core identity. It's your identity that is formed from a childhood basis. Okay, so 0 to 7 form a core identity. Now, if you keep revisiting the past, you reinforce the programs. Okay, so the more you're thinking about all those traumas, all the bad things that happened to you, all those memories, all those flashbulb memories coming up, right? Flashing in your head over and over again. You are attaching it to your core identity. Guess what? Facts, things that you establish as facts or real, start to morph your identity. Are you guys starting to understand this? So there's a part of you that is probably seeing a fact not as a fact. Okay? Or you're looking at it as such a deep fact that it's actually a hindrance towards your growth. And the way to unlearn is to detach from identifying with the knowledge. Okay? The knowledge that you are learning, maybe you're consuming, is not you. Okay? Right? When Eve ate the apple of good and evil, the knowledge apple, right? She became almost unsure of herself, doubtful, corrupted, right? She was like, is this okay to do? Wait a minute, make it come, right? But in the beginning, they were just free roaming around, you know, doing whatever they wanted. But this idea came, right? The knowledge started to corrupt, and then the doubt started to creep in. You know, then lust started to creep in. Wait, like Adam's thinking, he has changed, right? That changes everything. Does it? Okay, so this is the, I mean, I'm obviously getting this understanding because I'm part of the Genesis camp and so forth. I'm learning from the master to the master, it's say, KZD through the Holy Spirit. And that's what's coming up in the first step. Yeah, let's move along. A meditation I wrote down was an act of rebellion and a detachment from the attention from a distracted, screaming, chaotic. So meditation is going to become your saving grace, your applause, your ability to remain without an external sense of sacredness, but looking really inside, paying attention to it. It's only through that deep present joy, that spaciousness that you create, that flow state that you create through the meditation, right? You have the micro flow of the meditation seeping in throughout the days, right? So the more micro flow you create, the more macro flow you create. guys get that? So if you were finding different ways to tap in throughout the day, just little actions, here and there, cherishing the smell of the roses. That's right. I'm not rushing, right? We get rushed, we get impatient, and the secret, my friends, is in the energy of sheep. By the way, if you chant his name, will I would believe that because it sounds like Vashi Sanskrit word, which means attraction, magnetism. The same all attractive energy that Krishna has been showing up quite recently to help people find activity. I feel that energy coming through. It's a very solid, right, full of energy, like so positive and uplifting, but it's also very like a loving father type of energy. Also a childlike innocence of an energy. So when you're directing your attention outwards, you go inwards. Okay, instead of directing your attention outwards, I meant you go inwards, right? And when you go inwards, you become aware of a deeper level of self, okay, a deeper level. Not that a lot of people walk around like I failed at this, I'm going to be late for that, and they're being run by time call. But what if you associate yourself with Makara, which is the grand timekeeper, which is Shiva, right? So start to understand that creation and destruction are both aspects of life. Through Vishnu's belly button, right, comes out Brahma. Now, it can be also said that we're all in Vishnu's dream right now. He was the substrate. And then from that Brahma, the consciousness starts. And then Saraswati. Hey, are we getting a similar understanding of the Garden of Eden? The Saraswati is the goddess of knowledge. Think about it. Also arts, music, academics. A lot of students pay respect and worship Saraswati, right? It's like before their exams. Saraswati. I know. I'm just saying it's Saraswati, so the Westerners can understand. Saraswati. Okay, so Shiva helps us overcome the fear of death. Okay? That is that energy, the mental Lord. Okay? We're going to die one day, but understand that if you hold that in your mind, you cannot live, you cannot be free, you cannot have a full life. You're always constantly worrying about it. Once you overcome the fear of that, you live fully. You live freely. You live what? Carefree. Not careless. Okay? But free of the care, unattached to the care. Okay? You do care, but it's what you choose to care that starts to morph your reality. That's the hidden hermetic principle is care, by the way, guys. You guys have heard of the Kabbalism? This is this stuff goes very, very deep, right? We can even take it to the weird, dark Masonic parts of the internet that will tell you this, okay? These understandings and how they've twisted it, right? They've taken these concepts and these spiritual doctrines and they've kind of made it into this stew, this weird, like, gross stew, right? We can't even properly consume unless we're part of that, the dark arts that they're doing there. But besides that, why am I making these videos? To leave a legacy. But basically, I don't want to die. Okay? Why is anybody doing a podcast? They don't want to die. Why do you like listening to your voice? Why do you have conversations with people so much? You don't want to die. So everything that we do is based on this idea of the fear of death. Shiva reminds us because it's a destruction, right? But it's also a destruction of our old selves, right? So in order to build a building, we can't build another building on top of the whole building. We have to crush it all down and rebuild that building. Okay. So why am I making these videos? Again, all neuroscience, all spirituality, everything is a fight against death. But why fight? If you're fighting against something, you're creating a resistance for it. You see, creating a resistance, and whatever you resist will persist. You're in that death frequency. Okay? You're in the zombie age, you're walking dead. That's right. You're not fully alive. The Primal Sutra wants to tap you into is feeling fully alive, being fully alive, allowing yourself to make mistakes, grow through the process, but not being so caught up in your own egoic contradictions, weird, sense of your own intellect trapping you in different cages, making you feel smaller. I want you to understand that there's a pleasure in the senses, right? Maybe you're overemphasizing use of dopamine on certain things, you're getting caught up in certain addictive patterns. But understand there's also higher pleasure, right? That's what I've been tapping into this month is this higher pleasure, not this lower basal pleasure, almost like this. Right, scrolling Instagram or doing all these little dopamine activities. Instead, I'm like, wow, I want to attain something that is beyond myself. Right? That's the higher pleasure. Even in the Bhagavad Gita, they say so many interesting things, but one thing that I found very profound is that it said, eat something after 3 hours of making it. I think that that's interesting because we buy a lot of preheated stuff and we microwave all the meals and all this kind of stuff. And I understand how bad that was. Do that, right? Even during like university times, you get all this like little packaged noodles or whatever, and like instant noodles, and and not that that's super bad, but if you really look at that, it's actually not that good to eat like that over and over and over again. It's not very good for your body, at least the nutritious value that you need. I'm going to go into reading the Fat Brain Secrets book. I think that's going to happen in US Portal. I'm sweating, by the way, and I'm forcing myself to sweat because I don't want to rely on, you know, this energy. I'm going to take a nice shower after this so I can, get that sweat out, sweat it out. Also, yesterday I was on Kia. Let's see if we have any little conversations we can share. Hold on. So hot. It's more than 45 degrees, bro. Remember meeting this very cute Thai girl. So I did up. On speed flat. What? I used to live in Thailand for 3 years. Really? Where? I was in Bangkok. Oh, that's. You're in Phuket? Yeah. Oh, so you don't have an accent though. What do you mean? Oh, you do? Yeah. Slight, very slight. Well, no, the other week was better. And this is side of the question. Yeah. Okay. Right. It's good? It's good. Comes a time that I should sometimes thinking of because it's and for Indians it's yeah, or I don't need to be something. Yeah. What do you do? I mean, like, I do less. You're clueless. I mean, like, in bar, I have to go like university, but at this time that I will not study this year, maybe like next year because I'm okay. You want to take a little gap year or something? Something like that. Yeah, explore yourself, because like, are you passionate about doing anything like art or singing or watching movies? What do you like? I mean, like, I'm not sure yet, like, what I am about to, but I want to be. You're cutting off a bit your voice. I couldn't hear. I think she said she wanted to be a doctor, right? Anyway, look at that interaction, you know? Look at that interaction. First of all, what was happening is I was connecting to Thailand, right? Where I've lived in for 4 or 5 years. That was where I went to high school. And so immediately connected through that. It's funny, huh? You didn't expect that. Whoa, you speak Thai? No. And so it's curiosity, attraction versus built, the curiosity, the fun, and the polarizing nature. I didn't do too many polarizing things there, but I think there was already, there's a rapport built, and so I just continued. You continue from attraction into comfort, and through the comfort, you can actually get someone more, closer to you.
And as that person is, oh, what? What just happened there? Hold on. Can you guys hear me? Oh, man. Prosper P says, I dare a troll to enter comments while I'm in this huge. I like that, man. Okay, my quality went good. Okay, thank you, man. Yeah, it was weird. That just switched over. So bizarre. Okay, yeah, man. As I was saying, so it's like a very deep understanding. And why am I relating this back to socializing and, the tantric riz aspect of things? Because how you feel and not how you feel like through your emotions, but your actual aura, your beingness. Funny because I met someone named Aura last night on the Monkey app, but besides that point, it's very, very interesting because I was like, understanding. Oh, there's Haru's energy again, the hawk outside my window. Here we go. Okay. So, man, my brain just goes immediately to the hawk because it's like so beautiful, man, so majestic, just flying through the air with a higher perspective. Isn't it the masculine energy of just like, you know, being so connected to the higher power at the source? Have you ever walked through a bunch of clouds in the mountains? Have you felt so connected to the earth? You guys know what I mean? Like walking through clouds, you don't get wet like that, right? But the clouds have this way of like taking the condensation from the river and like, making you feel actually energized. There's actually an electricity that you get through clouds, right? Um, but yeah, so fun, curious, polarizing, then going into more of a curiosity, time spent, and empathy built. And then finally, you have this seduction, which we say art of seduction, right, on this channel, which is really a very nuanced approach. And that's the approach that a lot of people fall off in, right? Why? Because they've taken themselves away from the source, right? When you're trying to seduce from an icky place, it comes across. When it's from a sincere place, it's actually received quite well. You guys get that? But if it's from this desperate, scarcity minded, weird place, like, I need you to like me, that's when immediately, whoa, okay, that's weird, right? That's weird. But even it's interesting because there are some girls who aren't even showing their faces on camera, but eloquently opening up and just talking, you know? And it's like, why is that? It's like, is it the shyness? Is it that they don't want to reveal their name? They still ended up adding me on Instagram. So it's like, what's up, But I think it's that fear of death, Once they're seen, it's like they're going to lose something or something is going to happen, right? I don't know why people do this either on like Zoom, right? They turn their cameras off as they listen. It's a fear, right? It's a hiding. Gollum from Lord of the Rings. Exactly, bro. My precious. That's most guys, right? Super thirsty. You see them in the comments. It's actually embarrassing to see all those Indian guys too do that, right? Hello, dear, right? If you get a message from me, right? You get a message from me and you just immediately assume I'm Indian and I send you a hello, dear. You're gonna be like, dude, immediately, right? Off the radar. Yeah, I mean, you keep your camera off, Prosper, but it's like there's an energy to that, right? It's like I don't want to be seen or I don't want to show myself so much, or it's like I want to remain in the background in the clouds, in the shadows, right? Not in the clouds. In the clouds, you know. I get it. I get it because it's like I used to be so into that, but this month I'm starting to realize it's not good for my golden shadow because the golden shadow is the one that shines, that takes center stage, that's okay talking and shining because it's not them who's taking the credit anymore. Okay? It's the Buddha that takes the credit. It's Jesus who takes the credit. It's Allah who takes the credit. You get what I mean? So it's from a higher sense standpoint. And when I say those names, people are feeling like a reverberation in their heart, like a peace, as just as I say those names, right? It's very interesting. Maybe some people will disagree, like, you know, oh, it's Aramaic and, Ariman and get into a whole debate, right? Some people just take the concepts and get into a debate. Like, for instance, we saw like, the idea of black Israelites who are like, white people are the devil or whatever, but then only black people are like meant to go to heaven or whatever. Like, that's a weird concept too, right? If you think about it, it's as weird as saying white power, It's such a strange like way to segregate and make yourself separate from everybody else, right? When you create a group, notice Horus and Set, right? I have the energy of Horus. Therefore, I'm going to cut down the chaos and I'm going to slay these demons. That's what I'm here for, okay? That is my incarnation. And so, as I'm understanding this energy and the energy more so of a sacral chakra path working, I've got to cut the ties between all of those lust energies and those siphoning demonic energies that are there, right? Especially through sex and sexuality, because they're winning right now, right? Look at OnlyFans, look at the state of the planet. They're godless, they're all craving things, they're all in lust, right? But you can transmute that energy through your heart space and actually move in a very different way, right? And the moment I get an urge now to scroll my phone, even to watch porn or something like this, I just immediately notice it's my thoughts and it's my emotions wanting to drag me away from my present moment. And I just observe it. I just watch. I watch with holy eyes. I watch the feeling through holy eyes, and then I notice that's not me. That's me either trying to escape from something, transmute some stress, right? This is how I'm quitting smoking too, right? I haven't had a cigarette today. No way, right? I'm taking my power back, and I've also cleaned out the front of my altar. I noticed there was weird energies there that just weren't matching up to the vibration of what I was trying to create. And now I'm getting it. Now, slowly things are coming together. A lot of men, they feel this kind of toxic shame. I don't know what that is, but it's like this being who other people want you to be? I mean, for a man, we look up and create, right? We look up and create. We seek that order, that divine order. So that's the thing. Like, if we ourselves as men are doing that and we're taking orders from, let's say, man, I mean, most of the time you smoke nicotine. I never knew that. Um, it's very rare that I do, bro. I use it mainly like a shaman would use it, to ground myself back into reality because my brain is so ultra fast that what the nicotine does is actually slow it down. But again, it's one of those things, I started doing it in college, picked it up, again, why did I pick it up? Probably from the spirit of woman to impress some girl or something, right? Why do we do anything? Okay. Why are you having like why are so many people addicted to like sex and so forth? They fear death. It's the same thing, right? It's the same theme all over. Because they feel that okay, by having sex, I can procreate, I can create new life, and subconsciously they're trying to get that, or they're trying to crave this oneness. Because orgasm is really you're tapping into that sense of pure bliss oneness. There's no thoughts in that moment, right? Absolutely no thoughts in that moment. Uh, and again, that's why I find it so weird. Like, okay, people, try to like maneuver and make things their own, you know? Um, Someone's saying, have you ever had sex? Oh, bro, wouldn't you like to know? Prosper P, what do you have to say to that guy who's like, who's going, have you ever had sex? Did you get women anyway? Okay. Hey, bro, let me tell you, the fact that that triggered you, that's something for you to look into. The fact that I was just talking about it and you were like, have you ever even had sex? Right? Think about what you just did, bro. What? What in the world, bro? Man, it's so hot here, man. This heat wave is incredible. Sheesh. Sheesh. Go outside. Stop playing with yourself. Ah, sheesh. Okay, I didn't mean to troll or anything. I was just curious. Okay, thank you, bro, for being a polite bystander. Yes, I have. Yes, I have. I'm not gonna share my body count though. That's ridiculous, dude. Whoever's asking that is that's just the it's a product of the culture we live in. You get it? It's the TikTok culture of going up. What's your body count? I'm so tired of that bullshit, bro. Who cares? Who the fuck cares? All right? That's information from me and my partner/partners, okay? That's not information to be freely, everybody knows. Okay? Do you know how messed up the world would be if everybody's body count was over their heads? Right? Like a beaming bling. Do you realize that? But again, that's maybe the world we're moving into with these microchips and all this shit, right? Think about it. Why are they putting chips into our brains and things like that, right? You're pretending obviously getting laid. Do we take the energy of other people through sex? That's a very good question, man. And the answer is absolutely. Sacred energy exchange, you know? You're taking in other people's traumas, you're taking in other people's, because think about it, it's a genetic code being switched through two people, right? Because if you're taking their it's like an energy exchange, right? Sacred energy exchange, as some people call it, which is weird because it's like sacred energy, and then they spell exchange like E as like X instead of EX. It's like I find that bizarre, but it does have some shred of truth into it because it's like, I mean, I've noticed it. I don't know if you guys have noticed it, but once you do, it's like you feel the other person's energy. It's like, or like weird things come up for me, at least hyper spiritual. I'm hyper tuned into these energies. And when I do, I notice that this weird kind of dark energy in the background. You know what I mean? So every time that I do, I listen to Quantum K. Okay. Listen to Quantum K. I'm going to type it in the chat here, bro. Quantum K audio. Listen to that. I'm telling you. Listen to it all the way through. It doesn't have to make sense to you. Doesn't have to make sense to you. Okay. But just do it irregardless. Why? Because it's helpful. The harmonics that I've noticed, it removes that weird sexual imprint that you're picking up through other people. Okay. I don't know if you've even had sex, Akre, left side, or whatever your name is. But yeah, I think we do, man. I really think we do. And it's, yeah, you can feel their emotions. Exactly. Exactly. I've heard people say that they feel the presence of the person they had sex with when they're not even there. Totally, bro. Totally. It's freaky, right? It's freaky. Okay, you're a virgin, so um yeah, bro. So even if you do end up having sex like after you lose your virginity or whatever, right? Like you just listen to Quantum K, bro. That's it. Um or listen to certain sound files. I know that there are certain frequencies and sound files that can help you cut cords with people. Okay, we use etheric cord cutter as well if you get so attached to a person, because you'll notice like once you have sex, the bonding, the oxytocin, the chemicals, all of that just makes you feel like, whoa, this thing is like pulling me towards this person, right? It's a weird pull, you know? I'm still young though, only 48. Yeah, that's what's up. Okay. You're a righteous man. Okay. Just don't tell people you're a virgin. Who cares? All right. Or maybe you playing. Naga, what? That's hilarious. Naga, please. Right? Okay, so hmm. I mean, it's weird because humans, right, are becoming incredibly inhuman. You know what I mean? It's like, what happened to humanity? General goodness, you know? It's like people have been so programmed by their own cultures and their own programming and their own parents so much without them even realizing it, right? And once you start to explore that and really do the inner work and you figure it out, you're like, man, I've been selling myself short, right? I've been damaging myself instead of healing myself. And once you get it and you really start to learn not to attach yourself to the facts, which then attaches it to your core identity, then you can start to take this power back. It's really from the attachment of the information, you know, it's so lodged in the brain. So you got to challenge it. When you challenge it, that's the masculine energy, right? To challenge something. Feminine energy is through the praise, right? What's the darkest energy you've ever felt? I had a dark sleep paralysis recently. Oof. Um, man, I can't even mention the name of that dark being, but it was so insidious. It got into my memories and it was using my memories to try to tempt me towards my old bad habits. It was using my memories and it was playing it on a loop like a fucking record player, like a dun, 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 right? And it was spinning my memories until I got to the point where I'm like, oh, you know, it wanted me to become a bitch, right? Become so sensitive to the emotions that I just went and did it. So that energy, whatever it was, right? I just felt this dark presence. Immediately I felt tired. My energy lowered, like, right? A crash. And I was like, no way am I letting this energy take control right now, right? I don't know what I did. I started blasting like higher frequencies, like the power of Christ compels you, right? Or whatever I was doing at the time, right? Saying the name of Buddha, like I was talking to it, like I'm gonna help you enlighten, dark being, you know? If you give me enough time, I'm gonna help you enlighten. Don't go through my mind. Don't go through my memories. How do you know the name of that entity? When I closed my eyes, bro, and I meditated on it, its name was very clear in my mind. And I asked it. I was like speaking to it, you know? I was like, "Who's your master? What is your name?" And told me its name, you know? And I was like, "Damn, I really need to cut cords with this, you know?" Seeing something like a black shadow, like almost a sleep paralysis demon, but I could move watching. Watch me. Motherfucker was a gas, liquid, and solid. Yep, yep. Man, that's really creepy when you get those sleep paralysis demons. Man, I remember one time I had that was in I think that was in university, but I noticed it was crawling in the corner of my room, right? It was like on the ceiling. It was just like perched like this, like a weirdo. Immediately woke me up, but I was like in that like, you know, you can't move state or whatever. Um, and I type the name of the entity you're not no, because then I'm giving it power, Acrio. You get what I mean? I'm giving the energy more power if I'm writing it and talking about it. So I don't even want it to have that power. Okay. But again, join the ADEPS program, you know, join our free events, show up there, And then through that, I can tell you, maybe reveal to you who it was. But yeah, for right now, you understand it's a very dark energy and the planet is using this energy. Okay, let's just say that the higher ups, the elite, are using that energy for sure. Okay, I can say that without a doubt. They're using it. Oof, man, such a negative being, man. It's like, how do you get to that low point, you know? How to contact that entity. Why do you want to, what? Why do you want to contact that entity? What are you talking about, bro? Why would you do that? That's like saying, I'm gonna get a jet, okay? I'm gonna sell my soul for a jet. You enjoy the jet for a while, you travel the world, you have all the babes on the jet, and then after a while, you feel like a piece of shit. You feel like a piece of shit because you don't have a soul, bro. You exchanged your soul for a jet. You try to lose his virginity to prospects. Oh man, that's a slam dunk if I've ever knew it. We need Aqua here too. You guys slam dunk. Um, could you reveal what the fuck was watching me as a child? Oh, you like thrilling, bro? That's the demon though. No, nobody likes horror. I refuse to believe that. You're just trying to get like this, scary feeling or whatever. I refuse to believe that, bro. Nobody really likes horror. It's a messed up thing because it enters your subconscious mind. Okay. Al Cool sounds like Al Ghul. Ghouls. Okay. All these alcoholics listening are understanding that. Um, what was watching me as a child? That's weird, Prosper, because what I'm picking up is like almost like a protector energy. Weird because it seems to be associated with an invisibility cloak of some sort. Like it could weave in and out or find some way to vanish and then appear. Um, but then I'm also sensing like a polar of that energy that was protecting you. So it could be like both of them are trying to, find ways to pull you. That's just what my intuition is first bringing up. I don't know if that's true or not. Is eating meat bad energetically? Hmm. My perspective is this. I always heal my meat before I eat it. Just put my hands over it, I pray for the whatever I'm eating, the chicken, it was, however it was killed, either through, you know, um, how the Muslims do the halal or whatever. I don't know, man. Slow death approach. I think it really has to do with how the animal had its life and how it was raised, whether it was raised in a factory or a synthetic, you know what I mean? I've noticed that eating meat sometimes from a weird source. So you know how you get like food poisoning from meat at times, right? Like bad meat or like salmonella or something like this, or like raw meat. That goes to show you how bad it is energetically. But I think if the meat is cooked properly and you just heal or pray or have love for that creature, because again, it wasn't you that killed it. It's in the supermarket and now you're consuming it. I know it's still kind of a weird I could say like a transactional thing that you're doing. But again, we need protein, man. I just think how many chickens had to die for me to get this swole, bro. Man, rest in peace, those chickens, man. Okay. Um, but I think once I get older, the person cooking goes into play as well. I think so, bro. Because if like a weird, sketchy like person in a restaurant, like a chef who has like a demonic pact or whatever, and he's like cooking up all these meals, right? With that energy, Like she puts the syrup over the, the waffles or whatever, right? And is serving people. And they're going, bro, how come this like waffle, like it's lost taste or something, right? Maybe the earlier chef didn't get that. But I agree with you, Prosper. I think it does have to do with the cooking. I think it has to do with, like the Bhagavad Gita said, eating something within 3 hours. So not letting that food like waste and rot and put it in the fridge overnight, which a lot of restaurants do, by the way. Okay. Okay, now Akrioth is just trolling, bro. Okay? Now you're just trolling. There's no way you want to eat humans. There's no way. There's no way. Unless you have already a demon uh within you, bro. And if that's true, I'm calling him out. Rebuke. Get in line. Get behind me, Satan. Get behind me. Okay? Listen to your master's orders. Stay in that corner. Stay in that corner. Yeah, but auguries, bro. They're dark tantra. Who do you think they work with? They work with darker beings. And what are they trying to do? They're trying to overcome the fear of death that Shiva has been reminding us all this time. So if you can connect with Shiva, do you really need to eat a person? Are you an exorcist priest? Bro, I don't know, but I'm gonna be an executioner soon. Okay? But yeah, man, the auguries, it's a different path, right? And there are ways to say about it and it's ways to connect with it in a very clean way. But I bet you there are auguries out there, dark scamming people, some auguries. They are putting fake ash of the crematorium on their faces, right? And they're trying to do that. Yeah, we're a priest beast, motherfucker. That's right. We're the priest beasts. We're a different breed, bro. We're not just a priest. We're not just the beast. We're both. We're tapping into both energies. And that's the energy that's going to save the planet. I truly believe it. Truly believe it, man. We need integrated men more nowadays than ever before. Okay? Men are lopsided. They're doing weird stuff with like, have you seen these guys, man, on TikTok? I can't even access it because I'm in India, right? But like these people on the reels of Instagram, what are these cat challenges, man? Like what the fuck is going on? Right? I lost a bet. More like Illuminati humiliation ritual, bro. Lost a bet my ass. People are just coping. And I've stopped coping, bro. I'm thriving right now. Either you're in the energy of coping or you're in the energy of thriving. Which one were you going to choose? Which one are you going to choose? If you pick one over the other, it shall take control. And I give up control to God. Okay. Any other questions? Hmm. One little kid in my family died at the age of 2. His ghost is in my house. I told him to go back to hell where he belongs. Hmm. Well, how do you know he was a bad spirit, bro? What? Ghosts aren't always bad. We are God. You think so? You think me having a weird stomach infection, sitting on the toilet for an hour, and I'm a god? No, bro, we're gods in training. That's the whole point of this channel. It's good because it's creating content. You know what I mean? Prosper P, this is good. Trolls get trolled back, you know. Advaita. Oh, pull out all the dictionary, right? Pull out big terms and terminologies. Advaita. Whenever people talk about non-dual, bro, be very careful. Be very careful of those people. I'm telling you, they can justify anything. They can justify murder. I'm telling you, bro. This is the intuition that's coming up right now. This is one way of understanding it, light and dark, you know, when it's really, guess what it is? Satan, Lucifer. That's how the dark see it. That's how they're trying to confuse you, bro. The sun and the moon, it's not what you think. Wake up. This is what we need without the labels being switched and framed. We need to take power back over our sacred symbols again. You know, the swastikas flipped by the Nazis? You guys get that? It's been distorted. No, but that's the language that they want you to think like, Akriot. Light and dark are part of the same. Light is the absence of dark. Dark is the... Okay? It's all light, bro. There's no light at the end of the tunnel. It's all light. What tunnel are you in? Why are you creating this mental construct for yourself? Everything is one, everything is light. I get it. Everything has its polar opposite. But let's not get trapped into that weird split mind. You've been split. You're part feminine, part masculine. Okay? You're just one of those androgynous TikTokers, right? Just doing weird shit, right? Dancing their souls away, whatever they're doing. Yeesh. And that's not casting judgment. That's just observation, bro. What are you observing in that type of behavior? Dark isn't necessarily bad, but can be used in a bad way. Yeah. There's no good or bad, only intentions. Yeah. But I think there is evil, bro. I think there is bad. And we got to call it out. If we don't call it out, we don't have the discernment, right? But again, it's like that whole morality thing, right? Is this good or is this bad? It can be used in a way to manipulate, deceive, right? But it's also connected and we can understand it in that way. It's very powerful. But don't get trapped into the, like a lot of new age spiritual practitioners that get so caught up in this thing. And hell yeah, there's evil. Exactly, bro. So we got to understand that there is goodness or God or devil or evil, right? One letter away. It's one letter away. I mean, what do you think? So yeah, man, that's really it. And don't be scared of it, right? A lot of this, the Christian doctrines are like, you have to be punished, you know? You're going to be punished and sent to hell and you have to repent and they will come back and you know it's like you must confess and it's like you're being forced into it, whereas it's like, wait a second, if I naturally surrender to that loving aspect of my human nature as well as my own spirituality, I know that I'll get some answer from within rather than something eating me from the inside, which is a very different energy, right? Yeah, the opposite of live is evil, right? Exactly. It's the dead energy. That's what I'm saying. The auguries are dark, bro. A lot of them are. Okay, some of them understand the concepts and they can live in a very modern way, like with the teachings. Like we have someone who is studying in the Agor lineage in our ADEPS program, okay? But she's using it very differently. She's not like, you know, drinking, you know, cow's milk in a skull or whatever, right? It's weird. It's like, watch out, you know? Just watch out. Don't get wrapped up into doctrines, okay? Just because your mommy used to read you horror stories at night doesn't mean it has to be part of your identity, okay? Straight up. Doesn't have to be, Okay. Have you ever seen Ryan G? He's obsessed with ghosts and all these beings, man. I'm telling him to get out of it. Like, what are you talking about, bro? Who cares? Like, there's a ghost around right now. Like, let's take power back, you know? You have to have that confidence against these negative beings. Otherwise, you're going to get wrapped up in their ideologies and lies. That's straight up, man. So that's what I'm experiencing. I don't know what you're experiencing in your own spiritual journey right now. You said you're a 48-year-old virgin. I don't know if that's a troll or not, but hey, man, keep doing you, you know, keep finding the pureness, the pure presence of the divine in your life. Stop getting so wrapped up in all these concepts and ways that it's supposed to be, and just live, man. Enjoy life, but observe through holy eyes. That's what I'm saying, man. Observe through the eyes of righteousness. I got a concept here for you guys. Go for it, Prosper. I'm going to end it soon because I have a long day ahead of me, man. A lot of students to heal and my father's meditation study class. Okay. What's the concept, Prosper? Everyone has a shadow. Okay. Yeah, but notice also people who do shadow work, they end up getting more depressed. A lot of people, they don't know how to build their self-love to a point where they can do that work where they're delving into the trenches. Okay. Okay, let's read Prosper's idea here. So life and death are like two girls. You're always doing everything for the one girl, but she doesn't seem to care. She only gives to other boys. And at the same time, the other girl is always flirting with you. You keep trying to get a better life, and as you sit alone in the darkness, death is always waiting for you. But if you turn it around and you try to impress death, you'll realize that life starts to love you. That's beautiful, man. That's a download. Mm, interesting. Let me go through this again. Life and death are like two girls. You're always doing everything for the one girl, but she doesn't seem to care. She only gives to the other boys. At the same time, the other girl's always flirting with you. You keep trying to get a better life, and as you sit alone in the darkness, death is always waiting for you. But if you turn it around, you try to impress death, but realize that life starts to love you. Beautiful, man. Thank you for sharing that, and I like that concept. Um, I don't know if I think about it like two girls, but I get it, man. It's cool. Um, yeah, because it's only when you overcome that fear of death that you truly live, right? You can't be fully alive if you're constantly worrying about, I'm gonna die, right? And a lot of people after the COVID thing, they got health anxiety, right? A lot of people who come to see me, they're like, I have health anxiety, I have hypochondriasis or whatever, like OCD of the, washing their hands over and over again, like, okay, oh, I can't do one. Okay, there's still a spot here though, right? So that energy is very dark. It's very impulsive. I honestly think that the more I study um, and help people through healing, mental health, and counseling, they just have darkness within them. And you know what I got from a healer before? She's told me I'm the master alchemist. I'm the demon slayer, she called me. That just sits so right with me. I know that's what I'm supposed to do, but again, it's terrifying and it's scary, right? But that fear is not mine to keep. That fear is the mind. Okay. Fear is the mind. I'm entering no mind. You see what I'm saying? My final question before the, the live ends, before the life ends, I guess, before the this live, okay. Before the live ends would be what's going on with my spiritual team and how far along am I coming from the Prosper P you met the first time. Like which beings are with me currently or trying to contact me? Okay. Hmm. I'm sensing almost like your journey has become more intuitive and more clairvoyant. Like your energy, you started off when I first met you, it's kind of down in the solar plexus, right? And basically that energy is now slowly moving up, and now it's here, is what I'm sensing. So the deities that have come into contact with you, you're noticing more so like six-dimensional beings. Um, they they have a fascination with the way that you use your creative insight to make a mark in the world. And basically, I'm getting the sense of like community showing up, like how you can help your community. Okay. Are there beings with you currently trying to contact you? Yeah. You've been contacted by various beings from different pantheons. I would say the Yoruba energies are there. Uh, some very like Japanese beings I'm sensing. Uh, yeah, there's quite a few of them that have reached out to you at least, but maybe you've been aware of some and not others. Um, Also elementals. I'm sensing a lot of elementals and elemental energies. Okay, cool. Do says, Understows Key's officer promise to stay till the will play the part. What are you talking about, bro? Get out of here, weirdo. Either Japanese, yeah. Uh, I'm gonna put this user in timeout, bro. He deserves it. 1 minute. Okay. How to invoke Saturn's shadow. Uh, I'm not gonna reveal that here. Which beings are trying to contact me? Well, none right now, but there were a few uh, earlier. Last month, I'm sensing there were a few beings that try to contact you. Um, but I'm sensing the energy of Shiva. It's got to be, bro. There's a reason why I'm wearing these beads and you're spitting out atrocities, right? Like, I want to eat people. I want to do this. I want to do that. Like, right? Reactive comments. That's the demon inside of you, bro. Straight up. It's not you. You're just looking for a reaction. You just want to, you know, poke at the animal until it harms you, you know? But last month, there were quite a few beings trying to connect with you. Now, what I would do is have lots of plants in your home, okay? I thought I was tweaking. I kept feeling like a warlord and shit. Yeah, sometimes these beings can affect you in very strange ways. But yeah, I'm gonna end this here, bro, because I gotta get ready. Have an incredible day. May the flow be with you and stay legendary. We're all going to make it. Remember that. We're all going to make it. May we never be the same again. Peace out, guys. Much love. Love all of you, even the haters. Much love.